Stop chasing. Look, it's Marcel, aka Honey Bunny Sunny, and I'm on a mission to make you some money. Listen, today I got a really good video for you. This is something that I believe is very necessary in the time that we in right now. Like, as you can see, the market has been all over the place. It's been fluctuating. It's been going up. It's been going down. Not knowing exactly where to enter. You had money. You lost money. You've been doing well all year. You probably got a lot of those gains, wiped out if you weren't, keeping a proper risk management or proper stop loss. All right. So I'm trying to provide you something that may help you during a time where the market decides that it wants to change directions. Right? When a market is ready to start changing directions, you will start to see a lot of signs of it. You will start to see a lot of fake outs, which is what I want to talk about today, especially on the daily time frame. Now, the way that I'm going to break it down, listen, I need you to get a notebook, write this down, make sure that you are paying full attention so that you can start applying this to your trading, because this is always present. If you are not seeing this while you're trading, you could be working a whole strategy that you think is good, right? You could be trying to enter trades, but this phenomenon is taking place and completely making your trades go against you, and you cannot figure out why. Then you shift into a space where you're like, man, this trading stuff is just not for me. A lot of times it's because you don't know what to watch for, right? When we doing something, we can know how to do it, but there's also things that we got to protect ourselves against. If you're growing a garden, sometimes you got to protect yourself against the critters that could come and eat the food before it grows so that you can eat it, right? You might have to put a fence up, right? So there's ways that we can put a fence up or protect our, investments in trading. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that, okay? So today, the example that I'm gonna be using is the stock hood. I'm going to show you exactly what a fake out is, why we have fake outs, and how to spot it immediately so that it does not blow up your account, so that it does not wipe you out and you don't just get completely sideswiped and not see it coming. All right, so I got hood right here, about to pull it up in just a second, and we're going to go in. Like, by the end of this video, you should understand exactly what to look for, because what happens is, people see what they think is an opportunity, not knowing that there's something that's much bigger that's working this way around it, right? All right, so what is a fake out, right? A fake out is really just another way of saying liquidity. The market is creating liquidity. Liquidity is what the market needs to continue, right? It's like the fuel for the market to go to its next level. So sometimes we can be convinced that a stock that's going well will continue to go well, not knowing that we have to come back and get jet fuel to go and blast off again, right? So the stock market moves in waves. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up. Sometimes it comes way down, but then sometimes it gets, when it comes down to that lower level, it goes even higher up in a specific time frame. So a fake out is when something appears that it's about to blast off, and then it doesn't, and then it actually declines, right? It actually fakes like it's going up, and then it actually declines to the point where it's way below what you expected, and you might not have had a stop loss because the move looks so easy, it looks so obvious, right? Now, I want you to understand something about the market, okay? When something is obvious, it's not just obvious to you, it's obvious to the entire market, right? We are all looking at the same screen. We're all looking at the same charts. What is it that makes some people able to profit, when some people are not, right? Because essentially all we're doing is taking money from each other in the market. That's all it is. You're buying something at a better price than somebody else got it. They lost. They're getting it at a better price than you got it. You lost. It's that simple. So if we're all looking at the same chart, how do we avoid being the person who is giving the money up? It's being able to identify the fake outs. A fake out is the market's favorite way to grab liquidity. All right, so if we look at this chart right here, you will see a perfect example, right? Now, something I want to bring your attention to before I show you where the fake out took place is something called a fair value gap, right? A fair value gap is just simply the space in between an irrational move in the market and the previous candle and the candle afterwards, right? So if you look right here, this move up here, this, these two green candles, excuse me, was an irrational move, right? Because this was the high at one point. So it broke past here and it broke past here. I'm looking at this on the daily, by the way. So this was the high at one point. We came down to a level, bounced, and then we went up, and then we went up irrationally. So now when you look at this move right here, remember, none of this stuff was here at the point that this went up. This came in the future, right? This came after this stuff. So when we're just looking at these two green candles, it was an imbalance. It was higher than all of this stuff over here, right? So it needed to, come and grab liquidity because it can't just go free flying forever. And where is liquidity? No, it's not. It's not right here at these places where they bounced. It's down here in between the two candles of the irrational move, right? So this is why right here, you see this is a red candle right here, but it wasn't always a red candle. It was actually a false breakout. This candle was green at one point to the point where it was right here, which is higher than this previous high, and people thought it was breaking highs. What they failed to remember was that it created a fair value gap down here, or liquidity in other terms. So what did the market have to do? It had to fall. It fell that same day, created a bearish engulfing, and then days later it came back and it filled this entire area that we call the fair value gap. Okay, so if there's an irrational move and you're seeing a fair value gap formed on any time frame, understand that if there's another breakout that's happening after that, it could indeed be a false breakout because it has to come and clean up that fair value gap. Okay, so you want to see fair value gaps get cleaned up first and then break to the upside and break above highs to get a clean breakout. And even those at some point will create another fair value gap and another fair value gap, and will eventually have to fold and fall down to that level to fill that gap, which is why the stock market moves in a wave-like pattern. Okay, this works both to the upside and the downside. So whenever there's an irrational move that gives imbalance to the market, meaning that the market is either more up than it's been or more down than it's been, understand that it's creating a fair value gap to come back and retest. And a better entry would be once it came back and filled that and then formed some sort of reversal. Right now, this formed a reversal after it came and filled the fair value gap. But of course, since it fell right here, it also had an order block, right? This wasn't an order block at first. It became an order block once people saw the fake out, right? So a better entry would be when this block is broken through, because it came in, cleaned up the fair value gap. Now, if it goes to the upside clean, right, and breaks through, this will probably take off. Now, we're going into possibly a bearish week. The stock market is starting to recover a little bit on Friday as I'm making this video, like probably about a half hour before the market's closing. And it's creating a lot of like what we call failed two downs using the strat method, which is a highly, reversal signal for the daily time frame. It means that the next day or two could pump. But when we really zoom out and look at it on the weekly, right, a lot of stocks are still looking very bearish, right? Like this stock is still looking bearish because this is a bearish engulfing. Even if this does close, right here where it is or a little bit higher, it's still engulfing this and can completely come and take these two green order blocks, completely out. Like I said, we could be heading into a correction. I'm gonna cut this off. We could be heading into a correction. Like I mentioned in my last video, if you haven't seen that, go watch it. The order block video, if you haven't seen that, go watch it, right? We could be moving into a correction that could possibly lead into a bear market. The macroeconomic state of our, economy is definitely going to be what determines that. But by the looks of things, even with rate cuts, people are exhausted. The economy is worn out. It's been propped up for so long. So I do believe that there is some version of a bear market that's coming, at some point within the next year. We may pump the rest of the year. It may happen late 2026, but it's coming because there's too many fair value gaps and regular gaps in the market that have to come and get cleaned up because of the irrational moves to the upside. All right, I hope this video was helpful. Again, you have to watch for the fake outs. This is what ruins a trader's journey, is not knowing when the fake out is taking place. I'm trying to show you what people are charging you thousands of dollars for, right? I'm trying to show you what people are charging you thousands of dollars for to be in their masterminds and all that stuff, just to tell you this information that I'm giving you right here. Okay, look out for it. I was once that trader that was getting ripped apart because I didn't know my enemies. I didn't know the things to watch for. I didn't know the landmines that were being laid in front of me to just explode my account. All right, this is real rap right here, right? I hope y'all took notes. I hope this was helpful. If this is something that somebody needs this information, share it with them, right? Like and comment so we can get this in the algorithm. Listen, I'm not tooting my own horn, but somebody like me need to have 20, 30,000 followers the way I'm delivering these messages every day for things that people charge y'all thousands for. All right, if you a black sheep, if you one of those people that are the only people in your family or your group trading and you looking for a trading home, the Prosperity Collective is where you need to be. We get results every single day. Me and Zay calling out bangers, answering your questions, giving you everything you need as a new trader to be successful and not be out here losing your money. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. It's always love over here. Remember, invest smart, live free. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.